Alright, finally did it. This is my computer right here, my iPad Pro. There is no computer on this desk, just a Nintendo Switch, my hard drive that's not a computer, and then cords at the bottom, and that's it. This is the iPad, my computer, yo. Let's go. Alright, what's good everyone? 1 month ago, I decided to try using an iPad as my only computer device, aside from gaming. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my experience so far and my plans for continuing this for the next year. I know that everybody has different needs when it comes to their main computer, so I'm just going to quickly share mine. What I need from my main computer is the ability to comfortably and swiftly edit videos, the ability to comfortably record and create music, the ability to comfortably browse the internet, the ability to have at least 2 apps open simultaneously without any issues, the ability to write down notes and create documents, the ability to consume media. I need portability and flexibility. I need external monitor support, and I need to be able to use USB accessories like SSDs, docks, headphones, monitors, etc. And I also would like a lag-free experience, so I do not want my computer stuttering, lagging, crashing, none of that stuff. Basically, the iPad experience can check all these boxes. However, it doesn't do all of them perfectly or even well. So I'm going to explain a little bit about what I mean by it being able to do it and not being able to do it well. Let's get into that. So the first category is video editing. The M1 processor in this tablet is capable enough to edit 4K videos without any slowdowns or stuttering, and it can render at pretty fast speed. The issues that I've faced in regards to video editing on this iPad so far have come from factors outside of the iPad hardware itself. The app that I've been using this far for video editing is limited in ways that require a bit more patience than desktop apps like Final Cut Pro for Mac or Adobe Premiere. LumaFusion is great and I can get through videos confidently, but there are small quirks that hold it back, like slight latency or hiccups between certain actions and the lack of customizable shortcuts. Quirks like these hold it back from being a top tier video editor in my opinion. Another factor that takes away from the video editing experience is the fact that this is a tablet first, so most apps are not fully optimized for accessories like keyboards and mouses. You can definitely use a keyboard and trackpad to edit videos on this thing, but you may experience some small quirks due to the lack of optimization. Sometimes gestures won't work as fluidly, or even just moving and inputting things, it doesn't feel exactly the same or as smooth as it would on a desktop. Overall, it's not the best experience, but it's 100% doable, and it kind of forces me to think outside of the box and look for creative solutions to optimize my workflow on this machine. It's a little exciting to problem solve, and the fact that I can do stuff like this on such a small, slim device is amazing to me. 4K video on a tablet, something that you could never dream of years ago. The next thing I want to talk about is making music. So as I shared, making music is very important to me, and Logic Pro has dropped within the last year on the iPad, and the experience is pretty decent, but again, it comes with some quirks that take away from what it could be. Just like in LumaFusion and other iPad video editing apps, Logic Pro for iPad lacks some key shortcuts and the ability to customize those shortcuts. It also lacks some basic plugins that the Mac version has, which makes opening Mac projects on your iPad a little bit annoying, so you have to kind of work around that. And then if you're used to certain things on the Mac, they might not be here on the iPad. These things are annoying, but I can deal with them. My biggest gripe is the fact that you cannot use musical typing with an external keyboard to my knowledge like you can on the Mac. What this means is I can play notes from whatever keyboard that I have connected to it, allowing me to play a virtual instrument without even having a MIDI keyboard or instrument connected to the iPad. To solve this, I could always buy a MIDI keyboard and hook it up to the iPad, or I can pencil in my notes in the musical grid, but I wasn't planning on buying a MIDI keyboard right now, and I'm already used to musical typing with the keyboard. And I know I might be a minority in this, but this is a feature that I use heavily on the Mac version of Logic Pro, so hopefully it gets added in soon, but until then I'm determined to learn workarounds and try to make this work. It hasn't been a terrible experience, but it could be better. Browsing the internet and general usage, as expected, it's been a breeze, and in some ways it's even better than browsing on a desktop or a laptop. Being able to interact with web pages using my fingers is pretty nice, and I think is an underrated feature. And this is also something that I've enjoyed whenever I use the touchscreen laptop. Multitasking has been decent so far, and to be honest, all I really need is a basic split screen and I'm pretty happy. I don't usually use more than 2 apps at a time, but when I need to, I can use the floating window feature that the iPad has, or I can use Stage Manager. Stage manager has been surprisingly good so far, and I actually enjoy how it works. I'm gonna make a video more in depth on it and why I think it's actually a decent alternative to Samsung DeX. Overall, multitasking is smooth. I don't experience any hiccups. I don't have any issues with it or slowdowns, and I use it basically every day when I'm using my iPad. I've used this iPad to write documents, plan videos, to journal, and it's been a great experience doing those things with a keyboard case or even using it docked connected to a monitor at my desk with my Magic Keyboard and my Magic Trackpad. It's surprisingly good to use in this setup, and I just wish that I could adjust the scaling for some apps and even allow the iPad to display at a higher refresh rate. Battery for me has been pretty good. It lasts me like 2 to 3 days depending on what I need it for in the week, and if I'm doing heavy video editing, then I can definitely kill this in one day. Media consumption. Watching videos on this iPad is perfect. The size and aspect ratio of the screen allows videos to feel immersive. Even though there are black borders when in full screen, you don't really notice them because of how much of the screen that videos take up. The size and portability allows you to keep watching content as you transition from one area of your house to another. The speakers are good enough for me. They're better than a lot of laptop and phone speakers I've used before, and even tablet speakers, so I think Apple did a good job with them, and I really don't mind playing audio out loud from this device. Usually with mobile devices, I use headphones or earphones exclusively. Portability and flexibility. The size of this thing is amazing compared with its top tier performance. You literally can't go wrong when it comes to those two things. Connecting the keyboard case to this 11-inch iPad turns it into an ultra portable laptop with more power than any ultrabook laptop out there, excluding the M series MacBook Airs, of course. It's not as portable as an iPad mini, but it's more portable than any other tablet or laptop that can match its performance and power. With only one USB-C port, things can get kind of clunky. If you want to connect more than one accessory to your iPad, you need a dongle, dock, or USB hub. These solutions are not the best, but it gets the job done, and because they've been around for so long, they come in various sizes and shapes, so you can easily find one that fits your setup and needs. The iPad Pros nowadays are equipped with Thunderbolt USB-C port, meaning that they can handle even more powerful accessories and docks. Using USB mics, audio interfaces, MIDI keyboards, headphones, hard drives, SSDs, and a lot more, you shouldn't run into any problems as long as your dock can handle it. My experience so far using an iPad as my only computer has been decent. The only thing that truly holds this back is its software. iPad OS and its apps have come a long way and are in a good place at the moment, but they're still not what they could be in terms of true mobile productivity and professionalism. But despite all that, I'm gonna still try to do this for a whole year. And if I do upgrade, it's gonna be to the iPad mini 7 if it drops within this year with the M series chip, external display support, and a 120Hz screen. An iPad mini Pro type of product would be my all-time favorite Apple product ever. But anyways, that's all for now. Subscribe so you can stay updated on this journey. We out. Peace.